What's going on, guys? This is Dean Barker
And Ross Barker.
here with the RCBL for the Rocktown Rundown, Episode 5, live from the end of the Shockers-Reds game. And yes, tonight's makeshift microphone is a stuffed cow that's gonna be a gift for my godparents' 2-year-old little girl. So that's what that's about. So tonight's final score from the Shockers-Reds was 10-2 for the Shockers over the Reds. So can you pull up the standings?
Yeah.
And we will have some Shockers players over shortly. We got Caden Spade.
Standings, let's see.
Well, it'll be 10-4 for the Reds in first place.
Yes.
And then 8-3 for the Shockers.
This actually has the Shockers in first place. I don't know how that works.
Hold on. Statistically, that's not possible, but...
Okay, according to Point Streak, the Shockers are now in first. Let's read the rest of them.
Okay. Shockers are in first at 8-3. The Reds are at second and 10-4. Clover Hill is in third place at 9-4. Broadway's in fourth at 6-5. Grotto's 7-6. Fifth place. Montezuma is in sixth place, 5-6. Storch Draft is 5-8, the seventh, and Elkton is 0-14, still seeking a first win.
So this was obviously a much shorter week for the RCBL. There was one game Monday night, two games Tuesday night, and then we had 3 straight rainouts. And the Braves versus the who were the Braves going to play tonight?
They were going to play against
the Bucks. The Braves and Bucks got rained out tonight. This was the only game that happened. It was a very short week, but, I mean, you were at the Bucks versus Reds game. That was also a 1 versus 2 game.
Yes.
What did you see there? I mean, obviously, it didn't look like a 1 versus 2 game.
Yeah, well, the difference between that game and tonight was the Reds had Shiflett, they had Simpson, and they had Cornwell. They had all their top players. They didn't have those top 3 players tonight. So
it was the opposite of what happened tonight.
Yeah, so it's really interesting because everybody knows about the big interview with the third game of the season where Bridgewater beat Grotto's, and he said, and Sherfy said that they were going to whoop Clover Hill. That didn't happen that game, but the game this week they mercy ruled them.
Yeah, the Reds really looked impressive earlier in the week, and we were saying, if somebody doesn't put a stop to them, these Reds are going to run away with it easy. Because, I mean, you don't beat the Bucks 14-1. That just doesn't happen. And then they come out tonight, and they're looking flatter than a deflated basketball, to be quite honest with you. It was not a very good night for the Reds at all. I mean, they got on the board early, but they just gave up the runs. I was really looking forward to this game. It was 1 versus 2. The Shockers had won 6 in a row coming in. The Reds have been playing impressive. I mean, they just didn't get it done tonight.
They did not get it done tonight. They had, like I said, they didn't have their top players, but when you get to this level, you got to play through that. You can't have those excuses. You have to have your very best stuff when you're playing against in this league. Anyone can win on any given day. I mean, sure, there are some teams that are struggling right now, but this is a very competitive league. They got players like from Bridgewater, Shenandoah, all over the place. You will lose if you don't bring your A game.
Yeah, I mean, Dennis Miller, really a huge credit to him. He took over this Bridgewater team because Sherfy was out for a while racing. So Dennis Miller took over this team at 1-1, and he got them to 10-3. He did a very, very solid job as an interim head coach. Sherfy was back in the lineup was back in the dugout tonight. He almost got ejected there.
Yeah, someone, I don't know who it was, but somebody in the Bridgewater dugout got ejected.
But yeah, I mean, I think the takeaway that I'm taking from this week is this shot. Early on in the season, when the Shockers team started 0-2 and then 1-3, I said Potts just hasn't gotten back. This team will be fine. And now you see, well, I was right again. This Shockers team has won 7 in a row, and as you see, they just destroyed the defending champions, which no one has done to this point this year. This is probably the most impressive win we've seen this year. I mean, this team, Madhouse, 8 strikeouts. The defense had 3 double plays, and they had 10 runs on. I mean, the Reds have not been known for their pitching. Well, no, sorry, I'm getting teams mixed up. The Reds have a solid pitching staff. Chris Huffman, Derek Shiflett. Shiflett was not in the lineup tonight. You mentioned that. Barrett was, I forget what his first name was, but Barrett was the starting pitcher tonight. Didn't do too good of a job. But here's the thing: it wasn't just that they had the bad first inning. They didn't shut off the hole afterwards.
They didn't produce. They had a few good plays in the field, but you can't just have good plays in the field. It's got to be good all around.
Another thing we saw earlier this week. We'll talk about the other teams we saw. We saw the Shockers. No, sorry. The Shockers beat the Grottos Monday night. That Cardinals team is pretty good. I mean, they've got a solid offense, and they were held to 13-0. That doesn't happen. This Shockers team really was impressive. The Diamondbacks, it was a pitcher's duel Tuesday night between the Diamondbacks and the Shockers. Cody Bartley hit one of the furthest home runs we've ever seen hit. I don't know if you can see this field. Not exactly a Little League field. And Cody Bartley took Caden Spade, who had 11 strikeouts that night. He took him deep. I mean, it was a bomb. That team had, I mean, honestly, I think that Diamondbacks team, they're not a bad team. I mean, they don't have a very good record, but I think they can make a run.
Wait, the Diamondbacks, they played on Tuesday.
They played Tuesday night right here. They got walked off.
Yeah. Diamondbacks, like they've known to be in the...
All right, Mads, House, and Potts can come over. You guys can come over whenever you're ready. Potts is just getting done going right and around on the Zamboni.
I did not see the game versus Storch Draft, but I heard that it was a walk-off and it was a very competitive game.
It was very competitive. It was a pitcher's duel. Caden Spade only gave up 2 hits. That was very impressive. On their side, Jacob Grabiel pitched a stellar night. He only gave up 1 run the whole night, I believe. It was a pitcher's duel. Late in the game there, the Storch Draft put the 2 runs on late. It looked like they were going to take this win, but they just fell apart. I think Storch Draft, their starting pitching has been good. If they can relieve, I think they should be. I don't know if they'll win it this year, but they should be competitive.
Yeah, definitely. They can be competitive. Like I said, this is a very competitive league. You have to bring your best game every time you play, or else you're gonna fall.
And the Bucks, we didn't talk too much about them. They'll shake it off.
Yeah.
That Bucks team, you said they just left after that game. There wasn't much said.
Yeah, there wasn't very much said. There was most of the players, they just got right out of there. We could not find Chandler.
Yeah, and you can say, well, that's bad sportsmanship or whatever. But I mean, here's the thing: it's the county league. This ain't exactly the major leagues or whatever. We ain't gonna have our little league shake our hands after the game.
They shook hands with the team. We just couldn't find them for an interview.
Yeah, I mean, Kevin Chandler probably told his guys, look, that can't happen again. I don't expect... I just realized this cow is pointing. Kevin Chandler told his team, that cannot happen again. So, I think moving on into this upcoming week, we got 4 games Monday night because we had all the rainouts.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, we put up that video on... we put the video up on Friday of Liam Simpson being frustrated. To be completely honest, we've been going so hard. We've been having so many games. I was kind of glad they got rain that we needed a break. But, yeah, it was a very good week for these Shockers. They've now won 7 in a row. They're a half a game out of first. I mean, I don't know how the statistics work, but Point Streak has them in first. We'll see how this goes. I think the Shockers team might be looking to win their second out of 3 titles in the last 2 titles in the last 3 years. They might do it. Let's see. When Potts is done, we will have... Okay.
We were going to have Potts on the show today, but...
Yeah.
Like at at the normal location, but he was busy. But we're planning to have him next weekend. Either way, he's always got a lot to say.
Yeah, Potts. I don't know who watched that dumbbell interview, but I was sitting there shaking, like trying not to dislocate my shoulder, and Potts is giving us. So, well, let's see. Got the press post and this guy.
I don't know if you could zoom in on there with the.
Shockers on 3. 1, 2, 3. Shockers.
All right, let's see.
Okay, how are we gonna do this?
We're gonna see if we can get somebody to film. We got from Corbin Lucas saying, "Let's not get carried away." Yeah, this Reds team, they fell tonight, but I don't think this will be the end of the Reds. So let's see. Can we get one guy to film?
Who wants to film? Keister, you want to film?
Welcome back, kids. Coach Cam Murphy.
There we go.
You know what? Let's just line up over
Yeah,
here.
we can just line up right here.
And then right over here.
All right. So we are here with the new Dang it! Sorry, we're here with the Washington football team, RCBL Shockers, after a 10-2 win over the defending champion Bridgewater Reds. Coach, as I said, this is the defending champions. This is a 1 versus 2 game. Everybody knew this was going to be the challenge to see if this Shockers team could shift. You gave them the worst beating they've took all year. How were you able to do it?
Starts off with Matt. Kind of shaky the first 2 innings, but he settled down and they scored the rest of the game. Got him 1 in the first, 1 in the second, and he threw strikes. Only walked 1 guy, and CJ called a great game for him here in the dugout. And Brody did a great job relaying and doing his job behind the plate. So it starts there. That's kind of been our calling card all year. But I think our at-bats compared to the other negative pitch draft were so much better as a whole. Got the ball out of the air. We hit line drives. Played clean defense. Had a couple diving plays out there. And that's what it takes to beat good teams. Very good for all 3 of those phases of the game together. And we've been doing that lately, and that's kind of why the results are going.
So we were just mentioning Matt House, your second win of the week. You had 8 strikeouts tonight, and you pitched a full 9. This Bridgewater team, as I said, they won the RCBL championship last year. You were able to hold them to 2 runs. I think that's the fewest they've scored all year. What was the key?
Just trust in the pitch calling, trust in the defense. I mean, without that, I don't know what else to do. I mean, you just got to attack the hitter and trust what's going on.
So, Harrison Madigan. This is the 3rd time we've interviewed this week. It was a 2 for 4 at the plate with 3 RBIs. And that crazy diving catch in the 4th inning. How were you able to just come out here and get it done?
I don't think I did.
We got the fan club over here.
Whole mentality is try to be relaxed, have fun. Obviously, we got a great team, and I know that. If I'm not losing, other guys will. Down in the glizzy. Get my swing down in BB.
This guy Hauser had an RBI tonight too. Sorry, too many pitch calls.
Just having fun. Being focused on the ABs.
So let me be the first one to break the news. 8 for 11 from the plate this week. And 5 RBIs. Everybody, Harrison Madigan is your Week 5 RCBL Player of the Week. How does it feel?
It's cool. I appreciate it. I'm just glad we're out here playing well, getting a win. Instead of
Tell him to bring the yacht out. Tell him to bring the yacht out. Sunday brunch tomorrow.
Shocks.
That might be the hashtag for this team.
Yeah.
So, Coach, as I said, the Shocks are hot. 7 in a row after a 1-3 start. What did you tell your team when it was 1-3 to turn them around?
We knew it was early in the season. 28-game season, there's a lot of baseball. You can't panic on beforehand. Like I've been talking about, we've got guys that came in from the college season, guys that came from the high school season, they're getting acclimated.
You came in from high school.
I came from the high school season, right? And they've just been playing well. You know, they enjoy being around each other in the dugout. That helps. We don't have a lot of egos on this team, which also helps. We don't have guys that are out there trying to just get their stats and want to win games. First and foremost, and they put the team first. We've had a lot of small boys that execute. Guys are bunting. When in the summer league, you don't really want to bunt. You want to go out there and try to get as many hits as you can. But guys are playing team baseball, and Larry's done a good job. We're playing good baseball in all facets, and we're not kicking ourselves, we're not shooting ourselves in the foot in the field. We're having good at bats. The pitching's been great in terms of not walking guys. So I mean, that's a good formula for success with it.
So we're coming off of Father's Day weekend, and you guys won all 3 of your games this week. So what was the key to making all the other 3 teams call you daddy this week?
Hey, yo!
That's me. Take that question. It's me.
He got that from me when we interviewed the Braves last week.
What about you? Come on, Fred.
I don't know about you.
He's the daddy of the league this week with the
Tell him to bring the yacht out.
We're playing good ball. We're playing good ball. We're trying to keep it up. That's all.
Bring the yacht out.
Give me my cow. A gift for a 2-year-old. In any case, so Coach, heading into the next week, you will play the Cardinals again on Monday night. I'm sure they're going to be good for you, and then you'll take on the Reds at their place on Wednesday. What's going to be the key to pushing it to 9 in a row?
We got 4 next week. We got Friday, Broadway, and then we got a doubleheader Saturday here against Montezuma. So we got a lot of baseball coming up. But
Chance to push it to 11.
We got to come out ready to play. Those teams are all. When you win games, teams run for you. And there's no easy nights in this league. Even the game we had against Elton, who's at the bottom of the standings, was still a close game. So we got to come ready to play every night. Keep the same approach to the plate. Pitcher needs their strikes. Defense needs to make plays. And if we do that, then I think we set ourselves up to have a good shot. If we're not going to do those 3 things, then we're going to have a hard time win those games.
So we've got a month left in the season. At this point, we know who's in the league.
Yeah.
We're him.
We've got a very confident Shockers team.
A bunch of characters. That's
Where do you rate your team? How do you, as a school teacher, how are you grading this team? And how do you feel? I mean, this team won the championship 2 years ago.
Yeah.
It's very plausible. I mean, this Reds team's going to be gunning for you, but we could see the Shockers going for it in August. What do you think? How are you grading your team, and what do you think the team is going to be second half?
What would y'all give a grade?
C-.
C+.
I would say the last 7 games, let's say we've probably played A-. I think we can play better than we have. Obviously, the slow start of the season dropped our record a little bit, but it's a long season. We're not even at the halfway point yet, so we still got a lot of baseball to play. I'd like to think by the end of the year we'll be near the top of the standings somewhere, and hopefully get hot before the playoffs. And honestly, here, even if we go through a lull at any point, start playing good baseball at the right time of the year. 3-4 games left in the regular season to carry that over. Right now, it's great. It's nice to be near the top of the standings every play streak, but if we don't continue to play well and we start dropping, then really all of it's for naught. Where we want to be by the end of the season. So that's folks just come down here and play and keep having the same attitude we've had.
Ross, you got any more stupid questions? I can see he was smiling up. Okay, so who are you guys playing next?
Playing Grottoes on Monday.
So a very competitive Grottoes team. So they've been like on and off during the past few weeks, but they are definitely not someone to be slept on. You beat them this past Monday.
It's the live
going to
show,
be
so
the
it goes
key
like
to
30 minutes. Again, it just goes back to throwing strikes and defense making plays and putting together good effects. We like to make baseball a little more complicated. Actually, you do those things. Now he knows how I felt. If we don't, and like you said, they're one of the better teams in the league. They got a lot of talented players. There's green lights on this stuff. If we don't execute those 3 phases, we're gonna have a hard time.
Are there any questions in the live
do
stream?
that, then Like our chances against anybody.
What do we got? We're reading live. Seeing any comments?
Tell Potts I said he was a bum. That was from
CJ.
Oh, Corbin Lucas.
Yeah, he was talking smack earlier. He was up there watching the game with his family.
Oh, question from Nathaniel Brookshire 1. Can we bring the yacht out?
Yeah, tell him bring the yacht up.
Maybe that should be our next prop for the.
Another question or statement. Mason Sawyer's best pitch runner in the league.
I'm telling you, great group of guys to be around. We got some we really got some personality on this team. Not so much egos, but personality out the window with a lot of this. So our group chat is a little chaotic.
Speaking of chaotic, that player at third base, Surfy Jr. got himself ejected.
Yeah.
What did you guys see there?
Brett stole second. Easy as day.
Kind of slowed up there.
He did. I wasn't even watching. I saw the ball go to the back. Gathering, making a good throw. And whether he tagged him or not, I can't say. From over here, it's hard to tell. They were adamant that he didn't get tagged. I mean,
Ross had the video.
Yeah.
I
wonder.
He was safe. I saw
And
the video.
but a lot of times in the throw, I don't umpire. Luckily, I would never want to be an umpire.
I've been an official before.
So it's a throw beat to you. They're not really looking so much for the tag. Throw beat him by a good bit. I mean, great heads up play by Brody because I think he was going to third. I don't know if Brody initially thought he was going to third, but he did a great job. Getting a good throw over to Nick. Nick put the tag down. Whether he tagged him or not, it's a different story. But it looks like he tagged him, and a lot of times that's what happens on close plays. If you look like you made a tag, then they're going to call you out. So we caught a break. The video says he wasn't tagged. We can't go to New York and put on the headset. But
We got to go to Point Street.
they go to Point Street. But I mean, you never know. It's 7-2 at that point. If he's called safe, I guess Sangle it's 7-3. You never know, right? Like it's a great team over there. Got the championship pedigree. They're never out of it. We've played them a lot throughout the years. We've had a lot of games.
Gave you a run for your money 2 years ago.
We're up 4, 5, 6 runs, and all of a sudden they have one big inning. They're right back.
We got a few questions.
Matt, is it
We got a question from Corbin Lucas. What would Potts' ERA be this year?
27? 14. What number are you? 0. Five space Corbin every at bat. Skyrockets right back. Infinite ERA.
Oh,
I haven't pitched in the league in 4 years, so I have no idea what it would be. But
Corbin Lucas, ask Potts, how the what's after 10 and the expression 2-5-10?
what was the question? That's top secret information. You gotta be giving that,
Do over.
Don't worry about it.
He made a comment during the game about the inverted L. We got 5 years. Talking to you over there. Pitch to the L. No, Corbin and I roomed together. We roomed together. Probably 9 years ago now. College.
Back in the 90s. Yeah.
So me and him go way back. So a lot of
On your couch, mate.
I'm waiting on more questions from him. I'm sure he's got nothing.
We're gonna
He's-
have to take from the Shack.
There's Connor Hauser right there. He's on that.
Hauser.
He called CJ Hauser.
Yeah.
He did.
All right, we got the. All right, easily mistake. Those two. No comment. What was the key for you to go up there for your team? I think you had 1 or 2 RBIs tonight.
I don't even know. It was 2-0, 2-1 count. Just trying to get that in the wall. Infield's up. Got it over the infield, so thought it went well.
There you go.
All right.
Go
We gotta get this stash on camera. Put it on there. Put it on there. I don't have any questions to ask this guy. I just wanted the world to know that this
Cannot be within 100 feet of anything.
He's a starting catcher. You can ask him something about it.
starting catcher. Gabriel, what was the key for you to call in this game for Matt House tonight? And
It was actually that man with the other mustache.
The man right over here, CJ Morton, calling all pitches. I just relay him back.
I have no idea what I'm doing.
I think he knows what he's going for. So I'll just all to him.
all right, well, let's see.
What do we got left? I think.
You ever seen a 4-walk game? 4-walk from a bat.
Yeah, below said
First
it's
4
like
at bats of the game.
Walk it off.
Shout out. He walked his first 4 at bats tonight.
And 3 double plays in the field.
We had a great
scared to
one.
swing it.
Defensively, I mean, I don't think we had an error.
plate
Defensively, we
appearance,
did a great job. Harrison obviously was played up there. We made a couple tough plays. Short one that was close at first. They called him safe, so it could have gone either way. We rolled a couple double plays. He did a good job at second base, not his natural position. He did a great
Dude, what
job.
are we at for time?
It's 10:24.
Okay.
We got plenty of time.
That was kind of the key. They would get guys on base. I think they got 12 hits. It wasn't like, they didn't have base runners on.
Oh yeah. I mean, that was the thing we noticed.
You 3 double plays,
Yeah, I called one and left.
Caden caught a ball in left. Maybe.
Tough play.
Yeah, tough. So,
Right to me.
no, I mean, and that's the key to it. If guys are going to get on base, you got to make plays behind your field. Right. Like you said, he was trying to push the contact all night. He ended up racking up the strikeouts later in the game. I think for 5 innings, but I had 1 strikeout. And then later innings, he started picking it up. But he got out of a lot of games, got the ball down, executed the pitches that CJ was calling, and then we got double plays. That's, if you can trust your defense and pitcher, that makes your life so
I'm doing it.
You want to know the funny thing is we're having Potts on the show next week, and it's going to be that. I don't know who saw me holding a dumbbell and almost dislocate my shoulder. I'm glad I'm not doing it because that show's probably going to be an hour.
Hey, you set yourself up for that. I looked down and saw you shaking your arm, and I was like, well, I'll just take my time. I can have some long, drawn-out answers for you.
All right. Well, I think we're gonna let these guys go celebrate Newmarket. Washington football team RCBL Shockers 10-2 win over the Bridgewater Reds tonight. We'll see you.
Shots are hot.
Shots are hot, baby.
Under Berniato.
Thank you.
Woo!
Shots are hot. Take it from here.
Thank you, sir.
I think we've probably already missed Sherfy.
All right, then. Let's see. All right, let's see who we got coming up this week.
We got tomorrow. We have.
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow, I'll be videoing the Grottos versus who's Grottos playing?
Grottos versus the Braves, I think.
Yeah.
They've been trying to get that game in all week, and I'll be covering the Bruins at Diamondbacks. I think this Bruins team, I mean, we're talking about the Bucks, the Reds, the Shockers. Don't count this Bruins team out.
You can't, like I said, you can't count any team out in this league.
Yeah, but the Bruins, I mean, they split a doubleheader last week with the Bucks. They're hungry. And I think Bryce Stratterman has made it very clear this team means business. Don't count out. 1 through 4 is very, very competitive this year.
Yes, absolutely. They're very competitive.
So I think that just about does it for this week. So we're gonna see you guys next week. We got a lot of baseball we're gonna cover, and once we get Potts in there, and I think Keister's gonna join us next week, right?
Absolutely.
All right.
That show is probably gonna take up all the storage on your camera, ain't it?
Yeah, probably.
But yeah, that's gonna be a great show. We didn't get, and we're gonna get you guys with the basketball hoop next week.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I'll go out there and shoot people.
So yeah, we're gonna see if Potts or Keister can take it home. Right now, we've got Huffman's in the lead at 7, and Chris Huffman's got 7.
I think Shiflett
Derek
has
Shiflett has
4 or 5.
4. Just wait until I get out there. Don't count me. Don't count.
Concession stand.
So yeah, this is Dean Barker
And Ross Barker.
signing off for the Rocktown Rundown, episode 5. We'll see you.